You sure you don't want something more filling instead? We have sandwiches, wings, and hot dogs. Why don't you like hot dogs? Why don't you like hot dogs, Dare? Warning, A Little Inconvenience is a 17-plus game that contains the following content: blood, grotesque discussion of cutting up fish, i.e. blood, fish guts, their smell, etc., kidnapping, manipulation, murder, stalking, and an unhealthy obsession with another human being. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir, and today I'd like to play a game that's part of the Yandere Game Jam of 2025 called A Little Inconvenience. Love always begins with a flicker. For us, that flicker happened 1 year ago inside the Quick Stop, when I hurried out from my car to avoid the torrential downpour outside. I had a long, mundane day at the fish market, taking out the fish from that week's shipment, cutting and cleaning them while their blood and guts got on me, dealing with pesky customers. The place used to smell rancid, the customers used to be kind and warm, but slowly all of that disappeared. It felt like I walked into a space of nothingness, operating on instinct, until I got home and did the same there. Even the euphoric feeling of cutting open the fish and seeing their blood slowly sleep out to the white cutting board dulled on me. Knife goes in, guts come out. Knife goes in, guts come out.
Knife goes in, guts come out. Knife goes in, guts come out.
Everything in my life up to that point that used to make me feel something became nothing. Oh, that was until I heard that angelic voice of yours. Oh wait, I don't think this is me narrating. Welcome on in. Ooh. What should have just been an in-and-out visit at the convenience store to grab some cheap beer became a spark that restarted my heart. Pretty. I looked up and saw you. A shining ray of light on a boring world of gray. You were looking up from your phone, as if my presence allured you. I saw your eyebrow quirk ever so slightly, and that's when I realized we'd been staring at each other for far too long. But could you blame me? Your face was enchanting. It seemed like God had put all of his time into creating the perfect person. Oh, I mean, they are very pretty. Your beautiful brown eyes, your soft round face with adorably pinchable cheeks, enhanced by the perfect touches of makeup that help bring out your beauty inside and out. Turning my head forward, I walked, not rushed, over to the coolers and picked out a random 19-ounce beer can. I grabbed some snacks on the way to the register, some sugary candy and a bag of chips. I wondered what you thought of me when I came up to you with my random assortment of goods. Hopefully nothing too awful. That's when I took notice of your scratched-up name tag. Written in faded black marker was your name. What is your name, my angel? Oh yeah, I'm not the narrator here. My name is Espoir. It means hope in French. Espoir. Tee. What a beautiful name. You having a movie night? You asked me a simple question while scanning my items. I honestly wasn't expecting the small talk. Oh, I was just assuming that's what your plans were based on your selection. Candy, chips, and a nice cold drink make a late-night movie 10 times better. I didn't plan on it. It's been a long day, but I guess a movie would be better than just sitting around, yeah? You shrugged your shoulders. Maybe. My idea of fun might be different from yours. 10 hours of Pal World? Or 10 hours of Fields of Mystria. I've put so much time into Fields of Mystria. It's a problem. At the time, your idea of fun sounded better than anything I could ever come up with. Even now, that's still true. But if you need some movie recommendations, I'm always happy to give you some. Free of charge, of course. Let me tell you about Revolutionary Girl Utena the movie. Let me tell you about Repo Man. What you know about the genetic opera. Your smile radiated such a welcoming warmth. I remember feeling the world around me grow brighter because of it. Sure. Hit me with them. If you're not a scaredy cat, I recommend The House Down the Road or Satan's Advocate. But if you're into thrillers, Blink Thrice is a must-watch.
Oh, I loved Blink Thrice. I nervously gripped at my shark-toothed necklace, twirling it around in between my fingers.
Really? That one's a sleeper hit, so I don't know anyone who's seen it before.
Well, now you do.
Aw, we're having a meet cute.
I remember smiling and throwing a casual wink your way, but I don't know how it came across. My smile would never be as charming as yours, but I can only hope that it's at least a fraction as good. But it must have been passable because you chuckled in response.
Well, then you should definitely watch one of my other recs. You seem like a Satan's Advocate kind of guy. If you ever come back here, you need to tell me what you thought of it. Promise?
My mind lingered on your proposal as you stuffed my purchases into a medium-sized brown bag with the words, "Have a nice day" on the front.
There's Dode with brown paper bag on the cover of this game. Does he get obsessed with that bag? That's kind of cute. That's kind of adorable. I love characters with bags on their heads. I've made a few.
You then put that into another bag as insurance from the rain outside. You wanted to see me again? I remember thinking to myself. It was strange to hear that so genuinely, instead of empty words that were only ever exchanged as a form of politeness. Your tone was casual, but it didn't lack emotion. There was a subtle hint of cheerfulness behind it. You were seriously looking forward to the prospect of seeing me again. It was a breath of fresh air to see someone be so truthful and kind, so that's why I responded the way I did, with the same level of genuineness that you'd showed me. I promise. Your eyes twinkled like a beautiful star in the night sky, and my heart fluttered at the stunning sight. How did you manage to get more beautiful with each passing second?
Awesome. It'll be fun to have a regular to talk about movies with.
You pressed a few buttons on the POS.
All right, your total comes to $16.72.
I didn't want our thrilling interaction to end, but I couldn't push my luck. I knew that much at least. Although I saw you as the one, I was just a stranger to you, but in time I'd become something more. I slid my card into the reader. I hesitated to take it out when the reader beeped the first time, and quickly glanced at you one last time before retrieving it.
Have a safe trip home, okay? Vision's horrible out there.
Thanks. You as well.
Oh, that's so sweet. I hope nothing weird and obsessive happens later.
I bowed my head a couple of times and jetted out of there back to my car. All the sounds of the outside world, the sharp ding of the convenience store bell, the rain, and me slamming my car door closed when I entered. All of it was drowned out by my unsteady heart rate. The drive home was a complete blur because I only had you on my mind.
Oh.
Even during the movie, as I took sips of my cheap beer, all I could think about was you, and somehow thinking of you made the beer taste a bit better than it had any right to. As I got ready for bed, I turned to the counter where the extra brown paper bag stood, completely safe from the rain.
Oh dear. I sure hope this doesn't become an object of his obsession.
That extra insurance you gave me, you didn't need to do that, but you did. You thought of my well-being at that moment. You wanted to make life easier for me. Espoir. My slender hand caressed the bag in the same spots your hands had touched it. A sensation ran down my spine. The last time I felt that way was when I first started gutting the fish back at the fish shop. That was one of the feelings I've missed, but you've brought it back to me. I hugged the bag, and it crinkled under my tight embrace as I imagined it were you in my arms. Thank you for gifting me with your presence.
Oh, how sweet and only slightly unsettling.
As a thank you, I'll become something you treasure eternally.
Darius!
You just don't know it yet. 1 year later? Dude, you can't flirt with me. You can't flirt with me within the year. We gotta keep this moving. If I don't see you for a week, I'm gonna forget who you are. Sometimes I wonder if it's okay being content with a life like mine. People always have high ambitions for life. Some want to star in a blockbuster movie. Others want to become a star athlete. And there are a few who want to hold sold-out concerts at Madison Square Garden or run Grando 1st of May. Me, I'm just okay with living a mundane life. I wake up, pet my dog Oreo, take some time to look over my pottery that I've been working on, go to my job, and then come back home and have a nice warm dinner waiting for me. The job part sucks, but what job doesn't suck at least a little bit, especially customer service? But being an assistant general manager is a job that pays the bills and a little bit extra. A happy life with a job that pays enough and gives me enough time to just breathe so I can do my own little adventures. What's not to love about a life like that? But I can't help but wonder how others view my life. Not that I care about what they have to say. After hearing my long-winded spiel, my boss shoots me a worried look. Maybe I should have left that bit out about my job. Did I say that out loud? Also, my hair is super cool and blue now. Then again, he knows the woes I suffer better than anyone as someone who's been running his own business for 20-plus years. Espoir, you're young. You should be living life to the... I raise my hand, and he stops in his tracks. Boss, I appreciate you throwing your old wisdom on me, but like I said, I'm fine. Besides, I don't need you spewing all that, I wish I did more when I was a youthful lad. I was not going to use those exact words, but you understand why I'm concerned for you, right? But I'm happy. There's nothing wrong with being content with a cozy life with the occasional thrill here and there. I don't need the life of a movie star or have to do death-defying stunts that I can cross off my bucket list to have a fulfilling life. I just want to be able to grow lavender for once. I've never been able to grow lavender. My life, as it is perfect. Sure do hope a adorable obsessive Yandere doesn't come in and mess it up. Listen, there's only 4 individuals in my life who can have an opinion on what I do. Oreo, my parents, and... Before I can finish my thought to my boss who's buying a few items, the sharp sound of the store bell rings. And in walks in Darius, who's wearing that signature bag of his. Oh! Okay, so this is a common thing. Oh, he didn't wait a year, he just shows up like this. Every day. Oh no, did he hear that I like characters with paper bags on their heads? Oh no, he made that his whole personality. Despite all this time, it's still in impeccable condition. It makes me wonder, does he wear the same one day in and day out? Or does he replace it with a new one every day? Espoir, it's good to see you again. I am endeared. I think that's adorable. I love characters with paper bags on their heads. I love them. You always say that, Darius. You know I'm stuck working the afternoon to night shift until this bozo over here decides to stop making my life heck. Hey, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that! Darius stops and stares at my boss through that one eye hole in his mask. You asked for this shift. I playfully shove his arm. I know. I kid. You were kidding? Oh, okay. Darius, do not, my boss. Do not. Darius makes his way around my boss, not taking his eye off of him. I mean, the night shift can't be that bad, right? Plus, if you changed shifts, you wouldn't get to see your favorite customer ever again. In a Little Inconvenience, your choices can impact Espoir and Darius's relationship, as well as his behavior. Your decisions will also affect various scenes and will determine which ending you get. Be mindful of how you respond, because it will mean life or death for multiple characters. Oh no, so that means at some point my morbid curiosity is gonna take over. Okay. Let me just save.
True, you don't get off until 7, and what would I do without my favorite customer? Say nothing. I kind of want to be mean. Nah, I'll stay neutral. I'll stay neutral for now. I'm not going to mess it up till later. True, you don't get off till 7. I mean, what regular isn't my favorite? As weird as he is with that whole bag thing, I wonder where he got it from. The guy's pretty nice. A little weird, he's nice. You can't put a person in jail for being a weirdo. Is he blushing through his bag? That's adorable. During slow nights when no one's coming in and my phone can't even speed up the time, he shows up and makes the place lively again. It's like magic. True, you don't get off until 7. He sighs. Sometimes even later than that if we're really busy. Oh, and hey, we know where he works now. He works with the fish guts. Yeah, there have been times when he came in close to closing at 9:30. And if I remember correctly, he goes into work sometime in the early morning, like 7 or something, to prep for shipments. I don't know what lies under that mask of his, but I can easily imagine the worst case of dark circles under those eyes. Oh, he's tired and has dark circles? Oh no, he's meeting all my standards. Poor dude. Makes me want to give him a hug. Well, let's hope some slower days come your way so you can get off early, yeah? He beams at me.
Precious!
Yeah, I'm sure with you wishing right next to me, it'll come true, eventually.
My boss leans over the counter.
I'll let you work your customer service magic in peace, Espoir.
Appreciate that. He quickly takes his paid items and hurries off to his office in the back. Maybe lock the door, sir? The bagged customer in front of me peeks over the counter, and at the steel door boss just escaped to.
I didn't know he was going to be here today. He's never here.
Had an issue with the card machines earlier, so he had to come in. Last thing I need is some maniac getting an attitude with me because I can only take cash.
And if I was here to see that, they would have been taken care of.
Dare, no, heel. No need, Darius. I can handle them on my own. Plus, I would hate for you to put yourself in danger for my sake.
But what if something happened to you? I would feel so guilty for standing by and not doing anything. Sorry, but I can't do that.
For a moment, I stare at him with wide eyes. I wasn't expecting such a passionate answer from him, but is it out of genuine concern, or does he not believe I can protect myself? Because I can. Look at these guns! Look at the muscle! Ow! I keep forgetting that that's really painful. I've been doing squats. I could take somebody out. You don't need to worry about me, Dare. And what about him? I can handle danger on my own. While I appreciate his concern, the fact that he doesn't trust me is irking me. Maybe if I tell him I can handle those situations on my own, he'll ease up. He won't ease up. I can handle danger on my own. I took plenty of self-defense classes when I was a teen, and let me tell you, those skills haven't dulled one bit.
You have?
Yep, also took a bit of karate, but that's when I was super young. I don't think I've made it past a yellow belt. He nods, taking in the information.
I see. That's good to know, and reassuring. But if anything were to happen...
And I'm overwhelmed, yes, you can help me kick some booty cheeks, but if that were to happen, maybe call the cops before intervening? Darius doesn't look like the type to fight, but I've seen leaner guys than him take someone down with a solid punch to the face. Or the nits. Maybe all that time at the fish shop has taught him something. But at the same time, you never know what you could be up against. For all I know, the next person who walks in here could be a killer and they end up holding me at gunpoint. Deal? I put my hand out. He looks at it for a few seconds. Okay, I'll sweeten the deal. You'll get an extra free snack.
Deal.
Oh. He grabs my hand tightly and firmly shakes it. Note to self, free snacks are the key to anyone's heart, especially Darius.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to go get some. Work was so busy today I couldn't even take my lunch break.
Well, that's illegal. You sure you don't want something more filling instead? We have sandwiches, wings, and hot dogs. As if he was in a horror movie, Darius turns his head slowly to the roller grill cooker. Sitting there are 16 hot dogs that have remained untouched all day. I'll pass on the hot dog. Dang. I guess our hot dog sales will continue to be non-existent. Why don't you like hot dogs? Why don't you like hot dogs, Dare? Well, grab a sandwich at least. I'm sure there's something you'd like.
Did you make them?
Yep. He's precious. Well, that didn't take much convincing. He's so cute. Bending down, I look under the counter for the disinfectant and cloth. Geez, we have so much receipt paper here. Wait, is that? Aw, gross. Mike left his container of half-eaten lunch here, and what I need would be behind it. I push it aside and hastily grab the disinfectant and mangled yellow cloth. He's so going to hear about this. Gosh dang it. Ah! Jump scared! Boo! Jesus Christ! Out of instinct, I toss the bottle and cloth at the man who probably took 5 years off of my life. Despite the bottle almost colliding with his face, he's laughing his buns off as if someone just threw a pie at my face.
You should have seen your face.
Tristan, what the fluff? You almost made me pee on myself. My designer overalls.
Consider that payback for scaring me last week right after I got out of the shower.
Oh, come on. We were both laughing about it afterwards.
But that's where you made your mistake. You thought you were safe. Little did you know I was devising a plan to get you back.
You sneaky little devil. You do now know I'm going to get you back, right? Of course you know. This means war.
And thus our little game of payback will continue on for all eternity until we're on our deathbeds.
And then we'll prank each other in the afterlife, where everyone around us will get sick of our crap?
I'm sure they'll forgive us. After all, we'll be the sexiest couple in the afterlife. Or hottest, depending on where we end up. And who can stay mad at super sexy hot people? No one.
Wait, are we a couple? Are we a thing? Is this my guy? Ooh, guy, you might be in danger. I can't help but chuckle at our make-believe scenario. Imagine us, in heaven or heck, annoying the ever-loving crap out of our fellow angels or sinners. You're such a goober.
Last time I checked, that was reason number 20 why you love me.
He's not wrong. He leans forward with a smirk. So, what are you doing here?
Just wanted to see you, that's all.
You couldn't wait 2 more hours like you normally do?
Nope, my fragile little heart wouldn't have been able to bear it.
He gives me a quick peck on the lips and starts to gently rub my hands.
Manning down the fort here well like a good little assistant manager?
Of course. That's why boss pays me the big bucks. Yeah, I run this convenience store.
You're right about that.
He boops my nose.
So, I have something I need to talk to you about.
I arch a brow. About what?
Don't look at me like that. It's nothing serious. My friends and I were thinking of...
Uh-oh. You're in danger. You better start running, Bookie.
Excuse me?
A loud, annoyed cough comes from behind Tristan that makes me jump. Mailed. Tristan turns around and sees Darius standing right behind him with an armful of snacks, plus a couple of sandwiches. Tristan, be nice. Be nice.
Some of us are trying to make a purchase. Can you move? Oh, crap. Sorry, dude. Let me get out of your way.
Tristan lets go of my hands and steps aside. Darius's head follows him, and although I can't see through that hole in that paper mask of his, it feels as though he's glaring daggers at him.
I see you two are well acquainted.
His tone is pointed and cold. Was he put off by our public affection? As much as I love Tristan, he does tend to go a bit far with the affection, even when I'm at work. Sorry about that, Darius. Tristan, this is one of my regulars, Darius. Darius, this is my boyfriend, Tristan. Be nice. Both of you. Be nice.
Oh, so you're the infamous Darius that Espoir's been telling me about. Should have figured by the bag on your head. Nice to meet you.
He holds his hand out. Darius looks at it, then back at him, and then turns his back to him so that he could face the counter.
Yikes, rejected. I'm aware of who you are. I could hear you two chatting from down the snack aisle.
Ouch. Though, despite the icy reception, my boyfriend continues to give him a radiant smile. The awkward tension in the store continues to grow as I quietly scan the items, and Tristan fails to initiate any conversation with Darius. With every failed attempt, that smile of his slowly unfurls into a frown. God, I hate this. I need to get the mood back on track.
You two, become best friends right now, this instant.
So...
Hey, babe, I'm gonna jet. Need me to pick up anything on my way home?
Oh, no, nothing comes to mind.
Gotcha. See you soon, and bye, Darius.
He gives him one playful pat on the back, like they're the best of friends.
It was nice to meet you.
Darius doesn't respond to either his gesture or enthusiastic-ish remark. My boyfriend takes that as his cue to leave. He gives me one last wave before walking out. I look at the customer across from me. Even with Tristan gone, the air of tension is still there. Dare, listen. Listen, Dare. Bring up something to talk about. Or apologize. You know what, I'm sorry. Dare. I'm sorry. Hey, look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be kissing my boyfriend at work and in turn ignoring you. That's my bad, and it won't happen again.
Apology accepted, but if you really want to make things better...
He points at the 2 sandwiches he picked up and rests his head on his hands, presumably giving me a sly smile.
You can give me these for free.
Yeesh, your demands are high.
The punishment must fit the crime, as they say.
I laugh a bit before shaking my head. Fine. You give us a lot of business, too, so you deserve it. I lay both of his sandwiches at the top of the bag to avoid them getting crushed. I didn't put all that time and effort into making them, only for them to get completely smushed by all of these snacks. Your total comes out to $8.13. Pulling out his worn-out brown wallet, Darius takes out a perfect-looking $20 bill and hands it to me. Just as I'm about to pull my hand away, he closes it and pats it.
You can keep the change, okay?
Whoa, what? That's like a $12 tip, almost. You sure? I don't need the extra cash. He shrugs.
Save it for a rainy day or something. You never know what could happen.
Well, thanks, Darius. Clicking a few buttons on the register, it emits a loud ding before opening. I quickly slide the 20 in and pull out the correct amount of change before stuffing it into my apron pocket.
Anytime, Espoir.
He picks up his bag of food.
Have a wonderful rest of your shift.
And you better get home safe.
And don't worry, no trouble ever comes my way. I'll be fine.
Oh, he's precious. As long as you do not... My boyfriend. Although I don't have much faith in that. Holding the bag with his arm, Darius gives me a small wave with his free hand before sauntering out of the store. Now it's just me, the humming of the heater, and the quiet radio playing overhead. Well, I have a few more things I need to get done before my shift's over in a couple of hours. Then I'm free to do whatever I want. Well, within reason, of course. Boss is here, probably monitoring the cameras while he has his feet kicked up on his overcrowded desk. Walking over to the other side of the counter, I grab the bottle of disinfectant and raggedy cloth I threw at Tristan earlier and start spraying the register area. How nice, how sweet. Okay, just need to refill the chips section and I'll be golden. I enter the back area and go look through the shelves for additional product. Chips. I'd like some chips. Oh, where are you, my precious money-making chips? I mumble it over and over again to myself as I pass by each open box. Ah, here they are. Are they at the top? Getting on my tippy toes, I reach for the box. Aw, man! Shenanigans! But before I can grab them, the lights have gone out. Again! Great! At least they went off as soon as I found the box. The last thing I need to do is search for them in the dark. Sighing, I grab the box off the top shelf and look over my shoulder. Boss, are these lights ever going to get fixed? It feels like I'm in a horror movie, and I'm the unsuspecting store clerk who's going to get chopped up by the killer the moment I turn the corner. My voice travels down the hall to my boss's office. He rolls his office chair to the doorway and throws up his hands. Hey, it's not my fault. Blame the higher-ups for taking their sweet time approving the paperwork to get the electric guys to come in. But if I were in their fancy schmancy leather chairs making bank doing absolutely nothing, I might act the same way. Why bother lifting a finger when you don't get paid to do that? You wouldn't do the right thing if you were in their shoes? And I thought I knew you. Tisk, tisk, tisk. That goes to show you, Espoir. You never truly know a person. Oh, here we go with the wise man knowledge. Let me get out of here before he starts spouting proverbs. A couple of hours later, finally, I'm home. As soon as I step foot into my apartment, I'm greeted by a symphony of aromas coming from the kitchen, and my adorable pit bull, Oreo. Show the baby. I would like to see the baby. I bend down and give him a good rub. His soft black and white coat feels so nice to the touch. Hey, buddy, did you miss Mommy? I give him a few kisses. I hear loud footsteps coming my way and look up to see Tristan above me with a plate of something delicious in his hand. No kisses for the chef? I cuddle Oreo. No, only kisses for Oreo. I give my fluffy child one last kiss, and he responds with 1,000 of his own. And to think I made you this delicious carne guisada. I don't know what carne guisada is, but I want some of it. I want some of it. Give me it. I want it. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna eat it. I hopped to my feet and tried to grab the plate from Tristan with my free hand. Gimme! Oh, now you're interested in me after finding out I made your favorite. Sorry, mi amor, but I won't give it up so easily. Playfully rolling my eyes, I cup his cheek and pull him in for a kiss. All right, I'm satisfied. Here you go. He puts the plate down on the coffee table and fetches me a spoon. He takes a seat, and I lay up against him before grabbing my meal. Oreo lays at the edge of the couch, eyeing my phenomenal stew. No! So, how was the rest of work? Uneventful. So, good. His encounter with Darius pops in my head, and my stomach sinks a bit. Hey, I'm sorry about Darius. Not sure what got into him. He's never acted like that before. It was so out of left field. It's whatever. Not gonna care about what Bagman thinks or says about me. Don't call him that. What? It's a fitting name for the guy. He's my little Dardar. But it sounds rude. Would you like it if I called you Mr. Eggplant because of your hair? Not because of my I shove my elbow into his pelvis, narrowly missing his eggplant. Oof! He lurches forward, and I can feel him rest his chin on top of my head. You're missing the point. It's mean, and he is a sweet baby for now. If you ever bump into him again, for the love of God, do not call him that. Just call him by his actual name, and who knows, maybe you'll end up in his good graces. Still reeling from the critical hit to his pelvis moments earlier, he lets out a groan. I doubt that'll ever happen after today. But sure, whatever will make you happy, babe. Thank you. It will make me happy if no one gets brutally murdered. I stare at my hearty stew as I recount the rest of my shift. That's what I remember. Oh, you said you had something to talk to me about, yeah? Yeah, so...
The boys and I were thinking of going on a camping trip later this weekend for a few days.
Are these the same boys where you all did late-night karaoke after getting drunk at a club and you were so bad the workers had no choice but to kick you out?
The
same boys who you got high with that one time and you all thought you were animals? Need I remind you that you thought you were a cow and then ate the Cobb salad I got you like it was grass? He just got a Sebastian Duar bell and got a little bit confused. Well, the same boys? Before I could continue on, Tristan puts a hand on my mouth.
Yes, the same boys. They're the only people I call the boys, mi amor.
I shrug. Well, you know you don't need my permission to go hang with them. Just be careful, okay?
Actually, I was thinking maybe you could come with?
I look over my shoulder and stare at him. Me? On a camping trip with them in the middle of the woods? He nods, eagerly, just like Oreo whenever he gets a bacon-flavored treat. Aww. No.
Aw, why not?
As much as I like them, I'm not sure if I can handle a whole trip of you and your guys' shenanigans.
But it'll be fun.
It'll be fun until one of them has their head halfway in a bear's mouth because they wanted to feed it some of their camp food.
That sounds like a thing that would happen, given the brief information I know about these boys.
Nope. Plus, who's gonna watch Oreo? There's no way I'm trusting him in the hands of a stranger.
Maybe your sister.
We've been over this, Tristan. She's allergic to dogs. I would hate to put her through that for our sake. He lets out a sigh.
Man, I was hoping to spend some time with you in the great outdoors.
Oh man, I hate seeing him pout like that. So I push myself upwards and give him a peck on the lips. He perks up a bit. Maybe after your trip we can plan a small romantic getaway somewhere. Just us and Oreo in a little log cabin by the lake. We haven't done one of those in a while.
I guess, but I really do want you to be with me on this trip. It'd make for a good bonding experience for us all. Plus, if we had a fourth, that'd make it nice and even. We wouldn't have to worry about someone sleeping by themselves.
I let out an internal sigh. On one hand, I get it. Who wouldn't want their girlfriend to be best buds with their friends? But on the other hand, I just wish he would drop it and let us plan something with just us. Sorry, but it's still a no, Tristan. I'm sure you'll find someone else to fill that empty spot and join that sausage fest of yours.
Okay. Don't you give me that look, Tristan!
We chat a bit more about the upcoming trip and where it'll be at. Apparently, they have their eyes set for New Moon's campground. It's right on top of a mountain, and there's a lake nearby where campers go fishing. It sounds nice. Maybe he'll take me there later in the year. Eventually, I finish up my stew and wash the plate before putting it in the dishwasher. I let out a loud yawn, and the long day at work hits me like a sack of bricks.
Sounds like someone's tired.
He pulls me towards the bedroom.
Come on. I'll tuck you in. I'll even let you be the little spoon this time.
Oh, me? The little spoon? How considerate of you. Oh, how sweet, how nice. I hope nothing horrible happens. He pulls me into the bedroom, making sure Oreo also comes along, before turning off the living room lights and closing the bedroom door. Uh-oh. Dare? Dar, listen.
I hate him. 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 I've hated him ever since I saw him with Espoir a year ago. Who does that piece of crap think he is? Putting his hands all over her like she's his plaything? And at work, nonetheless. She would have been scolded if her boss came out and saw her doing that. He's such an inconsiderate piece of crap. And she had to apologize for him? Meanwhile, he's smiling without a care in the world?
I know, right, Daisy? It's horrible.
It's always been like that. He never thinks about her or how she feels. What did a selfish piece of crap like him do to convince her that he's worthy of her love? I slam my hand down on my wooden desk. It shakes loose my box cutter from work. It doesn't make any sense. I've done so much for her. I keep her company at work. I make sure she's okay when she's driving home at night. I keep an eye on her when she's cooking. And for what? For her to be cuddled up to some man who thinks he's better than me? It should be me who's making dinner for her every night. I should be the one she's lying up against while she's sleeping under her blue comforter.
Oh.
I should be the one she's telling everything to. I slam my hand down on my desk again, and I can feel bits of my skin scrape from the impact. I won't lose the most precious gift life has ever given me to a bottom feeder. I glance at my green box cutter sitting a few inches away. It's been attached to my side ever since I started working at the fish market. You never know when you might need to cut something open. It's always there at the ready. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure of that.
Dare, dare. Dare, dare. Dare, dare.
Sadistic-sounding laugh escapes between my lips as I imagine him begging for his life as I kneel over him, weapon in hand. And with each beg, I drive my box cutter deeper into him, just like how I cut up the fish at the market with my knife. His blood coating me like the fish guts when I'm halfway through chopping them up. His hands clawing at me like a little helpless fish flopping around after it's been exposed to air. Every time I cut up a fish, their pungent aroma fills my nostrils. It's a smell I'll never grow tired of. I wonder, what would your death smell like? Would it fill me with the same indescribable lust for carnage? Or would I discover a newfound level of ecstasy? We'll find out together, won't we, Tristan?
Do not. Do not. Cool. End of demo. I wonder if that could go any differently. I don't think so. I don't know. Oh no! The title screen has changed into something scary! That's cool, I like that. That's hot, that's tight, I like that. I like when games do that. I wish I knew how to do that. That's tight, I like that. I like that. Also, Okay, what if I do some glazing? Wait, no, what if I make him mad? Yeah, say nothing. Favorite? Yeah, he's a regular, and I like him, despite his oddities. I always wondered about that bag of his, but favorite? Sorry, bud, but Desmond and his wild stories from his youth have beat you by a mile. I shrug and say nothing. His finger twitches a bit. Aww.
Not much, I guess.
Sorry, but someone else has that coveted favorite customer spot.
I see. Who could that be? That old man with the newsboy cap? Or is it the soccer mom who always comes in with her 2 kids after soccer practice?
Hey, do not either of those people. My boss looks between a saddened Darius and I.
Aw, come on, Espoir. Don't go breaking Darian's heart like that.
He looks up from his pouting and tilts his head slightly when he looks at my boss.
Darian?
Darian? Darian. I haven't heard that name in years. So close, yet so far. Good try, boss. You'll get his name, eventually. It's Darius, boss. He nods, but I'm sure that went in one ear and out the other.
Now, if you two don't mind, I'm gonna skedaddle. Espoir, call me if you need anything.
Thanks, boss. He quickly takes his paid items and hurries off to his office in the back. The bagged customer in front of me peeks over the counter, and at the steel door, boss just escaped too.
It was nice to meet you.
Darius doesn't respond to either his gesture or enthusiastic-ish remark. My boyfriend takes that as his cue to leave. He gives me one last wave before walking out. I look at the customer across from me. Even with Tristan gone, the air of tension is still there. Say nothing. Best not to say anything. Could make it worse. I continue to scan his items quietly. All the while, I feel Darius's gaze bore into me. I pick up the pace.
You should know better than to kiss him, let alone at work.
Jeez, I think I got that from your attitude. No need to reprimand me for it like you're my boss. I kept my thoughts to myself and just quickly finished scanning the rest of his items. All right, your total comes out to $16.89, cash or card. He pulls out his old worn-out brown wallet from his pocket and takes out a $20 bill before handing it to me.
You can keep the change.
What the heck? Where's this generosity coming from? You're sure? I don't need the extra cash. You can always keep it for a snack later this week.
You know I'm only looking out for you.
Huh? Where's this coming from? Uh-oh.
Just don't want you to get in trouble, that's all.
He nudges his head to the entrance, the one that my boyfriend had left through minutes earlier. Oh.
Have a good night, and a safe ride home, Espoir.
He grabs his stuff and saunters out the door, leaving me alone to the low-tone music playing throughout the store radio overhead. I glanced down at the fresh $20 bill in my hand. Well, he has a funny way of looking out for me, doesn't he? Could have been nicer about it. I type a few keys on the register before it opens, making a loud ding as it does, and I quietly slip the 20 in before shutting it closed. Well, I have a few more things I need to get done before my shift's over in a couple of hours. Then I'm free to do whatever I want. Maybe I shouldn't tick off the Yandere. Hey, I'm sorry about Darius. Not sure what got into him. I suck my teeth. But he shouldn't have acted that way towards you. I mean, you apologized and even acted nice to him. He shrugs.
It's whatever. I tried to be friendly with that guy. If the dude doesn't want to reciprocate, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Maybe he was jealous that I was kissing you.
I sigh. Darius? Jealous? No. I really don't want to think about that, honestly, but his behavior took a complete 180 when he saw Tristan. You didn't think that was weird? Heck, he was even acting cold to me, as if the last year hadn't even happened and I was just some stranger who peed in his cereal. Maybe. I keep my voice barely above a whisper as I ponder over what happened a couple hours ago. If Darius likes me, to what extent? Simple admiration or something far greater? I can maybe handle an innocent crush, but thinking about this is giving me a headache. I shove a giant piece of beef into my mouth so I can focus on how tender and flavorful it tastes instead. I gotta get my husband to cook me some of that. That's when I remember. Oh, you said you had something to talk about with me, yeah?
I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. I'm getting the impression that Dar hates my boyfriend. Who does that piece of crap think he is? Putting his hands all over her like that, like she's his plaything? And at work, nonetheless. She would have been scolded if her boss came out and saw her doing that. He's such an inconsiderate piece of crap. But she didn't seem to care. She didn't even apologize to me for what happened.
Oh.
But that's not the Espoir I know. She's always so kind and considerate. It has to be because of him. He's influencing her. That piece of crap pretends to be this chill guy, but really, he's immature, spiteful, and rude.
I think you may be projecting a little bit, sweetheart.
How could someone like that be with her? How?
All right, Bookie. All right, baby boy. I'm gonna treat you nicely. And what would I do without my favorite customer? I'll admit, despite how weird he looks, seriously, where did he get that bag from? Darius is a friendly dude. All my regulars are. But having someone around my age to talk to while at work is nice. He's incredibly patient and attentive. It doesn't matter what topic I throw at him. He's always willing to listen. He's learned who my favorite artists are, is always eager to know what movies to watch. He even goes as far as to help me restock the store here and there. Oh. He's nice to have around, and if I couldn't see him much anymore, let alone at all, I think it'll sting a bit. And what would I do without my favorite customer? Darius scratches the bag sitting on his head and looks down at his sneakers, embarrassed, as if he wasn't expecting me to agree so easily.
I'm glad I could be useful.
Yeesh, you make it sound like you're a useless sack of crap, Darius. Having you around always lifts my spirits, especially on delivery days. Give yourself more credit, yeah?
Yeah, You're right, Espoir. You're always right.
Oh, he's a precious.
When he's not stabbing my boyfriend. The last thing I need is some maniac getting an attitude with me because I can only take cash.
And if I was here to see that, they would have been taken care of.
Oh, be playful with him.
Really now? You can handle all the big scary guys that can walk in here?
You'd be surprised what I can do, Espoir.
Perhaps there's more to him than meets the eye. I admit, my interest is piqued. Would be neat to see it in action. What I wouldn't pay to see that.
Like, he looks scrawny, but he's probably got powerful legs.
Well, I'm glad my favorite customer doubles as a bodyguard.
Anything for my favorite cashier, who provides me with free snacks on the regular.
And if you protect me, you can see more of that coming your way. I shoot him a playful wink.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to get some. Work was so busy today, I couldn't even take my lunch break.
Well, that's illegal.
Bring up something to talk about.
What should I talk about? Work? Your current pottery project?
How's work?
So, how was work? He lets out a long, heavy sigh. Yikes. Seems like there was more to his day than just missing his lunch break.
Busy. I like my job at the fish market, but sometimes dealing with people is a challenge, as I'm sure you'd know.
6 years of working here, and somehow I still manage to be surprised at how entitled or stupid people can be. Hey, that saying, the customer is always right, there's more to that, and it does not mean what you think it means. The other part is when it comes to taste. Hey, if you want to put pineapple on your pizza, I'm not gonna judge. That's your thing. You're right about that. The customer is always right when it comes to taste. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Getting upset when I run out of receipt paper, and when they finally get it, they just toss the paper at me, or yelling at me about the price of everything. Like, girl, I don't make them prices. How is yelling at me going to suddenly make the price of your precious cigarettes go down? Ah! God, people are such a-holes. Honestly, it's shocking how many idiots I've run into while standing behind this counter. Oh, I know.
And it's not just the people who come in and buy the fish we sell. It's my coworkers, too. They're lazy. Every time we get a shipment in, they take their sweet time carrying in 1 or 2 boxes like they're senior citizens in Palm Springs. Meanwhile, I'm here busting my buns making up for their slack.
His hands ball up so tightly, I can see his veins pop out.
Sometimes I just want to...
Nah, trust me, I get it. I've had a coworker or two I felt that way about. He uncurls his hands. I'm not telling you their name, or their face, or their location, or anything about their appearance.
You do? You felt that way about your coworkers?
It sounds like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders because of how light and gentle his voice sounds. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, they never last long here. I'm sorry that you aren't as fortunate.
Yeah.
He looks up at me, and I sense a warm smile hiding behind that paper mask of his.
But at least I got to see you after work. Just talking to you turns my day around.
Aw, really? He nods. Well, I'm glad that I can help. The tense air from earlier completely disappears, and is replaced by Darius and I exchanging some of our more memorable customer service experiences with each other. Even after scanning his last item, we're still talking, as if we're 2 good friends hanging out on a Saturday night, laughing and ranting to each other about life's woes. Aww. A part of me wants to keep this going, but I have things to do, and I'm sure Darius has better things to do. All right, Darius, your damage for today is $16.89. He pulls out his worn-out-looking wallet from his pocket and takes out a clean-looking $20 bill. Just as I'm about to pull my hand away, he closes it and pats it.
You can keep the change, okay?
Whoa, what? You sure? I don't need the extra cash. He shrugs.
Save it for a rainy day or something. You never know what could happen.
Well, thanks, Darius. Clicking a few buttons on the register, it emits a loud ding before opening. I quickly slide the 20 in and pull out the correct amount of change before stuffing it into my apron pocket.
Any time, Espoir.
He picks up his bag of food.
Have a wonderful rest of your shift.
And you better get home safe.
Don't worry. No trouble ever comes my way. I'll be fine.
Holding the bag in his arm, Darius gives me a small wave with his free hand before sauntering out of the store.
Precious.
What if we talk about my current pottery project? Do you remember that ceramic project I was telling you about? He lifts his head up.
The fat raccoon? How could I forget? I still remember laughing at it when you showed me a picture of you working on it last week.
Wow, what a complete 180. Note to self, Darius also loves raccoons. Whether or not they need to be chunky is to be determined. Or is it a tanuki? It's almost done. I just need to paint it. That sounds fun, actually.
When you're done with it, I would love to buy it off of you.
I don't know. I'm feeling a bit of an attachment to the chunky fellow.
Please. My home is in desperate need of new decor, and I just know your wonderful ceramic raccoon will give my living room some much-needed life.
Oh, is his house really that bare? Yikes. I give Darius a good look over, wondering what lies beneath that mask of his. Perhaps the cutest pair of puppy eyes the world has ever seen. Though his voice does a good enough job to pull at my heartstrings. I mean, I can always make another. Yeah, I guess. And it'll probably be better than the first one. Okay, as long as you'll give him a good home.
I'll take good care of him. I promise.
Anyway, your total's $16.92. Darius pulls a crisp $20 bill out of his wallet.
You can keep the change. Consider it my down payment for the raccoon.
Heh, you're going to need more than that if you want to secure that raccoon. He pulls out another $20 bill. I was just joking. This is fine. I don't know if I should find it charming or alarming that he was willing to throw money at me like this.
Oh, you were? Okay.
He thankfully puts his wallet back into his pocket. He grabs his bag of stuff and gives me a small wave.
Have a good rest of your shift, Espoir.
Thanks, and you have a safe drive home.
Your Honor, I love him.
Well, I think that's all I can do in this demo for A Little Inconvenience.
I'm smitten. I'm already in love. I love Dare.
I just know that my boyfriend isn't gonna make it to the end of this game, but who knows? Maybe they will. If you would like to follow and support this developer, there will be a link in the description. And keep in mind that while I don't think there'll be any not safe for work stuff in this game, it is still meant for an older crowd because, there's gonna be a lot of people getting stabbed. But I like Dar. I like him a lot. And I will follow this game, and I hope to see more of it. And if you would like to see more of really, really cool visual novels, feel free to look around my channel for some. And don't forget to like, subscribe, or interact in any way that's comfortable for you, as we're trying to make it to 100,000 subscribers. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.